This week, Collision Repair's Allison Rogers had a conversation with Rob Kraft, the owner and developer of Moncton, New Brunswick's Flawless Automotive paint repair, to hear more about his research on the automotive industry, specifically the paint and solvents sector, and its environmental impact in Canada. Flawless Automotive paint repair has been recognized by the Canadian Minister of Environment and Climate Change for the facility's work in reducing its volatile organic compound, or VOC, emissions. Allison, could you tell us a little bit more about volatile organic compound emissions in Canada?
According to the Government of Canada and Rob's research, the second highest contributor to volatile organic compound emissions in Canada is the paint and solvents industry. Rob says the VOC air pollutant emissions by industry source have stayed at consistent levels for years, with documentation and data from Statistics Canada supporting fairly consistent levels from 1990 through to 2017.
So what are the actual amount of VOC emissions being emitted by the paint and solvent industry?
While other industries such as manufacturing, transportation, off-road vehicles, and home firewood burning have reduced VOC emissions since 1990, only two industries have remained consistent in emissions levels. First, the gas and oil industry, and in second place, the paint and solvents industry. So in 1990, the paint and solvents industry was the second place contributor and produced 357.5 kilotons of VOC emissions. In 2000, 10 years later, 395.9 kilotons of VOC emissions were emitted by the paint and solvents industry. And in 2010, it only got marginally better, with the industry producing 316.4 kilotons of VOC emissions. In 2017, the most recent records provided by the Canadian government, the industry contributed 334.6 kilotons of VOC emissions.
Oil and gas is number one. So you take out oil and gas industry out of the equation because it's always going to be a problem and they're a big group to battle. But then I looked at the paint and solvent industry, which really comes down to just plain old body shops. It comes down to the guy who's spraying his motorcycle in his backyard. It has to do with the spraying of clear coats and paint. And the VOC is what is a volatile organic compound. So when you spray it, it's invisible.
And how do VOCs actually damage the environment?
The VOCs are the ones that are creating the two precursors, which is the particulate matter and the O3, which is the ground level ozone. So those two combined, those key components, when the sunlight hits those things, it turns into a chemical reaction. When sunlight hits VOC, the chemical reaction occurs with nitrogen dioxide that leads to ground level ozone and particulate matter. And those are the key components of smog.
And smog can be detrimental to not only the environment, but human health as well.
Rob, what role do body shops play in VOC emissions in Canada?
But every body shop, doesn't matter what you have, every paint booth, every body shop where they paint the cars, what is the issue is that when they spray the clear coat, which is creating all the VOCs, when they spray the clear coat, it has to be released. It just doesn't stay into the paint booth. So it's emitted through exhaust into the atmosphere. It's invisible. That's where the organic comes in. So you can't see it. And I think this is why it's been under the radar for all these years.
You speak about your business's environmental efforts on your LinkedIn page quite a bit. So what has your facility done to curb its carbon footprint and VOC emissions that resulted in you getting recognized by the government?
This is where the future is. You don't paint a whole bumper if you have a little scratch on your bumper, which saves a lot of material. So we were able to develop, and just using manufactured material, we only needed to do the spot. And we were using 2 ounces of material compared to 35 ounces of material. So then everything has to go through PPG's computer system. So then when I already measured it out, it measures out how much VOCs the 2 ounces that I made emitted. And it was like 80% less VOC emissions.
How does the automotive sector begin to address its VOC emissions problem?
So the workforce, unless they actually change those procedures and change their techniques and find a way to do the environmental management systems, which all has to do with lowering the amount of material you use and containing the VOCs, how you start making your reforms and your regulations and you start enforcing it. It all rolls itself out into one clean package, if you think about it, and it all has to come down to the VOCs.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, Rob, and sharing your opinions and your research on the environmental impact of the automotive industry in Canada. Stay tuned to Collision Repair for more industry estimations like this one.